everybody? It's Al from Sal's Garage. Today's video, we're going to do a quick little buff on my boy Jay's 3500 OBS. This thing right here, I want to say it's probably like a 98, 99 GMC. He bought it from up north. The plans for this one is actually to just clean it up a bit. You know, they're gonna end up taking it to Mexico because the 3500 diesel for the early 90s, early 2000s, they're no longer legal here in California because of emissions and whatnot. You gotta convert it to like a new filtrations. You gotta install like a filter system and all that crap in order to make it road legal. So they bought this one, and they're gonna go ahead and take it to Mex. So what I'm doing right now is just cleaning it up a little bit. Quick little clay, little light buff on it, just to clean it up, make it look more presentable. It wasn't too bad, but what I'm thinking is that once I think it was 2020. Once 2020 hit, is when that whole law passed where you couldn't drive them anymore for certain year diesel for like commercial vehicles and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is when 2020 hit, they stopped driving it, and what they did, they probably just parked it, you know, in front of their business. Because this one here used to be a tow truck, a super clean. It's got like it's low mileage actually for the year, like 100 and let me see here, 188, but it's like super clean, 5-speed diesel. Like I said, it used to be a tow truck. You can still see where their littering used to be. But man, if this thing right here was freaking legal here in Cali, it would make a badass freaking tow rig. I can already picture this thing leveled up on the front on some 35 motors, flatbed, fifth wheel, rolling call, towing a 2-car trailer. This is the side I haven't done yet, so you guys can see the difference. You see how it's all dulled out? It's all dulled out. Haven't done the hood, the left side of the hood. Just clayed it right now. This side I already did. I already did the left front fender, so you can really see the difference there. But it's gonna clean up pretty good. Pretty much what I'm using. Wool pad. The green right here, it's from the center. So what that means is whenever you see a paint transfer like that on the pad, that means it's a single stage. So the green, it's a single stage paint, and then the white, it's a base coat, clear coat paint job. For commercial vehicles like that, the single stage is actually very common whenever they would do the two tones on them, because it's a lot easier. That means single stage means that your clear coat and your base coat is within the same mixture. You just add a hardener and then that's it. And for the base coat, clear coat, you have to lay down your base coat, let that flash, then you got to apply your clear coat, which is the shiny stuff on top that protects the base, and you know, that's what gives you that finish. A lot of people say that the single stage, you know, it's cheap and whatnot. It is a lot cheaper than the base coat, clear coat paint job, but the nice thing about it is that it buffs out real good. So if you have a single stage paint job and it's all dulled out, you can actually freaking polish that a lot better and bring it back to life better than the 2-stage. So I mean, it's not bad, especially for something like this that, you know, it's a commercial vehicle. So what I'm using again is we're doing a 3-step. So we're using a wool pen with 3M compound, cutting compound, and then we're using the foam pad with the step 2 compound or glaze from 3M. Works real good. And then for the final, we're using the Meguiar's sealant. This one right here, I use it a lot. I fucking love this thing. This thing right here, especially for like the Black Sierra, this one here will remove any sort of swirls, light scratches and stuff like that. And it's not something that, you know, it's too easy to burn the paint with, because this right here, it's a lot less you know, it doesn't cut as much, I guess you can say. So it's a lot more forgiving. This here with the compound, rubbing compound, if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually burn through the paint, especially when you have, you know, body lines like that with sharp edges. You can actually burn through it if you don't know what you're doing. But nowadays they have orbital polishers. So for those that have never done this and you're planning to do something like that and you don't want to take your chances of burning the paint, my best recommendation to you is to buy the orbital polisher. Those, you know, there's a lot more room to work with. It's a lot more forgiving. It's a lot harder for you to mess something up with that one. But you know, I learned with, you know, this setup right here, so I'm totally comfortable with it. You know, I love it. And you know, right now I'm using the DeWalt polisher. And like I said, you know, it works great. If you have experience buffing and whatnot, you know, this right here will probably cut faster than the orbital. So that would probably be, you know, recommended. But if you don't have that much experience, my recommendation to you is to use the orbital rather than this one. And then, like I said, what we're doing right now is we're trying to clay it, because if you look real close, you see like all this oxidation here, real heavy dirt, grime and whatnot. Like I said, this truck probably sat in front of the shop after they stopped using it. So this clay here works really good. And pretty much what you do is you can spray, like, you know, final touch on it, or any other sort of, like, probably even water. But this right here works for me. You know, works real good. And keep in mind, I had already washed this truck. Now, look what happens when you go over it with the clay bar. You see all that dirt? That's all the dirt that was stuck to the surface of the paint. And you want to remove all this stuff before you hit it with the compound, just to make sure that you start with the clean surface. But that right there, that's all dirt that was stuck to the surface of the panel. Let me wipe it down real quick. Now sometimes it depends how bad the paint is. You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do this a couple times just to get a really clean surface. That way you're not wasting too much compound either, because what happens is when you don't do this, when you skip this step here and you try to hit it with the compound, you're gonna tend to waste a lot more compound, because it gets stuck with all the grime and dirt that's on top of the panel. So you really want to clean your panels. You really want to make sure that they're nice and clean. Try to remove as much dirt and contamination from the panel. In some cases where the paint and the contamination is really bad, or the oxidation is really bad, you might have to wet sand to remove all that. You know, the clay bar might not help you out there. And what I would recommend, if you're gonna wet sand, best thing is to try to get a mil gauge. So what that does is it measures the thickness of the clear coat to let you know how much material you got. And that's gonna give you a good idea of how much clear coat you can sand, because you don't want to just start sanding, trying to make everything flat if you don't know exactly how much material is on the panel, because you can burn right through it. But again, we're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up real quick, waiting for my boy Jay to come back so he can he went to go get more compound. We ran out of compound. But that's that. So stay tuned. Show you guys when it's all done. We'll roll it back out and you know, take a better look at it. But man, there's a bad bitch right here. Again, stay tuned. We'll do another little video once we're all done with that. We just gotta hit it the passenger side with compound. Then we gotta do the glaze and then the swirl removal. And then we just got 2 doors left. We got to try to figure something out to try to use something to remove the residue that's left over from the old stickers. For something like this, if you have a base coat, clear coat paint job, what you want to do is there's an eraser wheel that they sell. I believe it's also made by 3M, but it's something like this. This right here, you can put it on a drill or the tool, and what it does is it'll remove all the stickers and all the residue. But you don't want to do that on a single stage paint job, because the single stage paint job, it's a little bit softer material, so you can actually burn right through it and you know, damage the paint. So in this particular case, we're gonna try to see if we can get some adhesive remover. Hopefully that does the trick, and that way we don't have to damage the paint, and we can remove, you know, all that glue before we start polishing it. And you want to make sure that you remove all this stuff, because it's still sticky. So if you hit it with the wool pad, all the wool is going to get stuck to it, and it's just going to make a big mess. But stay tuned. I'll let you guys know what we use, what worked for us, and if you got something like this, you know, maybe it'll work for you. Again, any questions, you know, send us a DM, comment, let us know what you think. Over there.